What's up, guys? So this is probably a very different video than you're used to seeing on this channel. Very personal video to me, not just about a game that I enjoy, that I play for fun, and I enjoy making videos about. This was about my very first jiu-jitsu competition ever. And this was a very nerve-wracking experience for me. Some of you guys know that I've been training jiu-jitsu for a while now. Started a little over a year ago. Started on Friday, November 2nd, 2018. And I remember that date very specifically because the very next day, a lot of the members of our school was going down to compete in the Rickson Gracie Cup here in Dallas. And our school is primarily a self-defense based school, but because Rickson Gracie was associated with that cup, and our school is Kama Jiu-Jitsu, Dave Kama got his black belt from Rickson Gracie and is one of the original Dirty Dozen, one of the original Americans to receive their black belt in jiu-jitsu. That was a very special tournament for our school, so a lot of people was competing down there. Now, I did not go because I was very new, very intimidated by the sport, and I've been watching my kids compete. They've probably been doing jiu-jitsu for about a year and a half before that point, but that was my first practice. Got into it, and there was a lot of hesitance from me to just start that sport in the first place because I played rugby, I played football for so many years and had a lot of injuries. Had 2 ACL surgeries on my knee. I had a shoulder surgery for a torn labrum and a torn rotator cuff, and was very worried about injuring that again. But I saw the way the school ran things, how they approach new students and how they handle new students. So I was like, yeah, I can do this. And I was like, yeah, competition is probably something I'm never gonna do. But as I started to train a little more, got a little more confident in what I was doing and doing things and not getting hurt with it, I was like, all right, maybe one day I can compete. And that day was yesterday. And earlier this year, got notice of this competition. I was like, you know what? I'm kind of scared of doing this, but that's the reason that I want to do this. Entered the competition and announced it here on this channel. So there was really no way that I could back out because a lot of you guys knew that I was competing and would be wondering what happened if I didn't compete. So I did compete yesterday, and it was fun. A very special tournament for myself because not only was I competing for my first time, but my daughter was also competing earlier that morning as well. And Dave Kama was flying in to watch us, so didn't want to embarrass myself in front of Dave Kama. Had a lot of good trainings leading up to that point, and didn't know how I would be in front of everybody watching. I don't think my wife has ever seen me do jiu-jitsu, except when picking up the kids and just little rolls here and there. I don't think my kids had ever really watched me either. So it was a little weird, and I knew I would be filming this and sharing this with you guys. So I didn't want to lose, so I was putting a lot of pressure on myself. Everybody was saying, don't worry about it. And in the back of my mind, I was like, yeah, don't worry about it. But it was always there that I didn't want to look foolish. I didn't want to embarrass myself. So a lot of nerves leading up to this competition. My daughter competed earlier that morning, and yeah, then it was me. So this is kind of how it went, guys. I hope you guys enjoy this little video, and yeah, let me know what you guys think of it. All right, and this was the first match of the day. This is my daughter with that green belt there. You may have seen her on the channel before, Little G. And she starts off the day for the entire school with the drop Seanage. So starting off in a good position there and just fighting for the entire match, trying to pass this girl's guard. Now, one thing that she really is good at is just her tenacity. I wish I could say that I taught that to her, but I don't even know if I have that. I've admittedly got very, very nervous before this tournament. This is her 3rd tournament. I think she got silver in her previous 2 tournaments. But yeah, she's really doing good. Now, the school that she's at right now is really more self-defense based, because when I thought back to the reason why I initially enrolled them in jiu-jitsu, it was for self-defense, so I could feel confident when they're going out in the play yard and not get bullied. So she was at a previous school that was more competition based, but I wanted that self-defense base, and she still enters competitions because she likes it. When she heard I was entering, she's like, I want to do it too. So I was like, if you want to, I'm not going to stop you. My other daughter didn't really want to do it, so I'm not really going to push her. But little G here, just keeping the pressure on. The girl looks like she's actually trying to take her back right here, but little G, tenacious with her moving forward and just not stopping. One thing she's really good at is staying calm when she's under pressure in a bad situation. She really, if you look at her face, it doesn't change. In good situation, doesn't change either. But I wish I had those nerves of steel like she does. She's yeah, she has that it factor. I wish I could say that I taught that to her, but I don't even know if I have that. There she goes, takes mount right there, and gets the arm bar, and the ref doesn't let it go very far, does not let the other girl tap just because of safety reasons. They are only in the 7 and 8-year-old division right there, but this was her first match. She ended up winning. Her second match ended in a 0-0 tie, but the ref ended up giving the other girl the advantage because the other girl got my daughter in a triangle, and my daughter's credit, she did not tap. The score was 0-0, but I did feel the other girl won. I feel my daughter did an excellent job that day. After that, we went back out to the car to rest because my match was not for another 3 hours or so. All right, guys, so I'm out here outside the stadium just getting ready for my first match. Starts in about an hour and a half. Hyped, nerves, I think they're kind of calm now. I'm not sure what's going to be when I go back inside the building, but excited. I'm excited for the first match. Excited to see what's going to happen. Yeah, we'll see what happens, guys. Stay tuned. All right, so technically this is my first match. My opponent is supposed to be that gentleman in the blue gi with bald head and beard, but he got hurt in his first match. So the lady is coming up and telling me that he is forfeit, and I have technically won my first match. A little disappointing that that's how my first match goes, but that's how it is sometimes. All right, and here's my real first match, guys. Getting some words of encouragement last minute from Professor Ryan Young there. Shout out to Kama Jiu Jitsu, telling me it's okay to use my strength, use my explosiveness right now. Normally in practice, he's telling me not to do that, to focus on my technique. A few different camera angles. There's a lot of people recording this. The one from the stands, you can see the score. I did not notice it at all. This whole thing was just a big blur to me. Trying to get some grips here and work on my judo, and he immediately trips me, and we were down on the ground, and I feel that I can get his back. I let go of the grip on his gi, and I try to go around his back, get my foot around him, and I feel that I can get it right here, but he does a very, very good job of defending it, and he actually gets his elbow out right there. I knew that the back take was done at that time, so I go to guard and I start to switch to going towards my cross collar choke, trying to get my right hand deep so I could start that. He breaks that. I try for the left side. He breaks that as well. Go right back to the right, and I got the grip there, but it's not deep enough, so I'm trying to work it to try to get it deeper and deeper. He was very, very strong and quick. He's actually a firefighter. This was his first tournament as well. I was talking to him earlier. He was just as nervous as I am. I see leave his arm out. I try for the arm bar, but he does a good job defending that as well. Just not very tight from me. I see him start to stand up, and I immediately try to sweep him. Doesn't work, so I break it, and I don't follow him up from a standing position because in a street situation, you would get slammed, so I don't want to do that. Back to standing. Try the snap down. He defends that well. So I'm wondering what I could do at this point, and fortunately for myself, he pulls guard. Feel pretty confident in my standing guard pass, but I make a mistake coming up right here with my right leg. Leave that open, leave that way too high, and he sweeps me right there. He tries to go to mount, but I don't let him get that. I know he's gonna try for the mount. I try to pass. He has my left leg there, and I'm a little worried about that for a little bit, but I know that I'm a white belt. He can't give you the legs locked. I try to take his back, but somehow he spins around in front of me and gets into the guard position right there. So wasn't expecting that. We reset in the middle. Did not have any idea where we were at this time. And right now I am gassed. I mean, I played football for 4 years in high school and college, played rugby in college and men's club for about 15 years, and had some pretty intense situations, but nothing like this. I mean, this was only a couple minutes, and I am more gassed right now than 2 rugby games. Sometimes we play A and B games in rugby. I think he wanted to start standing, and I'm glad we started in guard again, because I made the mistake of getting swept the first time, and I'm like, all right, I'm not gonna get swept again. So I stand up again. He's trying for a cross collar choke right there. It's not deep enough, so I'm not too worried. I'm trying to break his guard so I can pass, but he's doing a good job, and eventually his grips get off my collar, and I feel his foot on my hips. And I hear his coach yelling, "Helicopter," so I know he's gonna try to sweep me. I know it's coming, and even though I know it's coming, it still kind of happens. I don't let it fully happen. We go to half guard here, and get my left arm around his shoulder, try to pin his shoulder down so I can try to break this half guard, go to cross side. I get to mount. He almost gets the sweep right there because I wasn't pinning him down. And I go to a low mount. I see his elbows up, so I switch to a high mount, but my base is not good, so I get swept. The arm bar is still there, but I really don't have the arm correctly, so he gets around and he is about to pass me. Now I'm holding him here, and I am thinking, I don't have anything, so I just let it go at some point and let him get the cross-side, worry about that. He gets the mount, but I immediately trap his arm and try for the UPA, and we're back in guard, and I stand up again, and it's like, all right, the first 2 times didn't work. I'm gonna pass him this time, so I eventually do, fortunately for myself, and I get to cross side, and he gets his elbow on my head. I feel that, and I push it, try for the head and arm choke, thinking I'm going to mount, but fortunately for myself, I feel the tap right there, and that is the win, guys. And shaking hands, this was a very intense experience. Leading up to this, like I said, I've had a bunch of training. I've had multi 30-minute rolls in training, and not as gassed as I was after this, 3.5-minute roll. Get the victory, guys. Give him a big hug because he was a very, very cool guy. We go shake each other's hands. I actually accidentally bump him at this point, and I'm like, oh, sorry. Yeah, the whole match was kind of a blur. My adrenaline just ended up getting the best of me, but that is how my first match went, guys. So that was my first match ever. I was extremely tired after that, but my day was not over. I was watching some of my teammates compete, and I was extremely hungry also, but I could not eat because there was still the Absolute to come. And if you're not familiar with Jiu Jitsu, Absolute is where they take the winners of all the weight divisions and just have them compete for one title. But unfortunately, nobody wanted to fight me, so they gave me another medal for the Absolute, even though I did not have a match. So walked away with 2 medals, even though I only had 1 match. And I think it was a good day overall. My daughter did well. I thought I performed well overall. There was some things that I did well that I was proud of, but there was also a lot of mistakes, as you guys can see, that I made. So it's good. There's some things that I could take back to training, some things that I definitely need to work on. But that was it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. A little different than the type of videos you normally see on this channel. Let me know if you guys enjoyed this. If you did, subscribe to the channel, smash on that like button, join the notification squad, all that stuff, guys. Check me out on social media. I'll see you guys next time. Hulk fist bump, ValleyFlyin out.